Hi, first off, forgive the randomness of this video and me looking like complete shit. I don't really know how to start this. Anyone who's seen any of my videos before will know that I'm usually fairly upbeat. I like to joke. It's how I get through life. I make jokes, I make light of things, and this is not going to be one of those videos. It's going to be quite morbid, if I'm honest, so I'll forgive you if you don't want to watch it and you click away. Basically, Saturday just gone, 29th I believe, quite early in the morning, my mum passed away. She'd been suffering a long, horrible battle with cancer. For 2 years she'd struggled through. I mean, it was probably in the system a lot longer. She got diagnosed just after my daughter's birthday in November in 2015, so yeah, it's been difficult for her. I mean, she had cancer years ago when I was at the start of high school. That was lymphoma. I can never remember if it's Hodgkin's or non-Hodgkin's that she had, but she battled through that and it was in remission eventually. But about 3 or 4 years ago she started getting ill, losing weight, just feeling crap. She had loads of different things wrong with her, but she's not one of these people that will go to the doctors for every little thing that she feels is wrong. But she started to get worse and realised, I have to do something about it. And eventually they realised her kidneys were failing and they sent her straight into hospital, and it took about 2 weeks for them to diagnose another form of cancer. I think the cancer she got this time was bone marrow cancer, and obviously because your kidneys flush out the crap from your blood, it had really damaged them and they were dying basically. So from that moment on, 3 times a week, every week, she had to go for dialysis, which she hated. And not only did she have to go through that, she had to go through treatment for the cancer, taking horrible tablets, always being injected. She was like a pincushion. And then they found another tumour. It was on her lungs, which, to be honest, isn't surprising to any of the family because she smoked quite a lot, but it was like a secondary cancer. So then she had to go through radiation therapy for that. Yeah, so she's had a crap 2 years. And it's just been horrible for us to watch her waste away, because she was quite a strong woman. She was fairly independent. She loved her grandkids. She loved playing with them. Then all of a sudden she turns into this frail old lady that can't do a lot. She was towards the end she was struggling to even walk, and she hated not being able to do stuff for herself. She would, the last thing she would ever want is to be in a home having someone look after her every need. So it's probably good that she went like she did in her own way. Yeah, because she wouldn't have coped with being looked after in every aspect. She would have hated it. She never wanted us kids to end up looking after her. Luckily my brother, he had lived with her for the last year or so to make sure she was okay, and he was with her in the end, and I'm glad it was him, because he's quite strong and matter of fact. I think he made it easier for her. But yeah, she actually decided she wanted to discontinue treatment on the Friday night. My brother let everyone know, and when he phoned me he said she'd been really struggling in the morning, crying out in pain. She was trying to get ready to go to dialysis because she had it every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And then they phoned him up in the afternoon at the hospital and said, your mum's coming home, she hasn't had dialysis today, she doesn't want to carry on with treatment, so we're going to get in touch. So someone's going to be in touch with you about palliative care. And as soon as everyone knew, they were arranging to go and see her on the Saturday. After she'd decided that she didn't want any more of it on the Friday, she didn't even last 24 hours. She was, she was gone on Saturday morning. And what makes it sad is that the whole family were planning to see her on the Saturday one last time, and I had in my head that this is going to be really difficult, but I want the kids to see her one last time. Obviously Alex wouldn't have understood because he's a baby, but my daughter, I wanted to try and explain to her, even though she's only 3, that this is the last time you will see your nanny. Make sure you tell her you love her, give her a hug, all that. Never got to happen because she was, I guess she probably did it in her own way. She thought, oh God, I can't be bothered with all these people around my house, it's too much stress. She used to get really stressed if loads of people were descending. So, I don't blame her, to be fair. She hated that kind of stress. And as far as I can gather, it was quite peaceful. She just kind of took some morphine for her pain, and then my brother rubbed her back a bit because she always had really bad backache with it all. Because she was so skinny towards the end, her bones must have really hurt because they were like pressing on everything. She had no fat on her. And then she kind of drifted off. It was probably the most peaceful night she'd had in years. So yeah, I feel really bad that we didn't get to see her one last time, but I keep telling myself we did, we saw her quite a lot. Me and the kids would try and pop up every week, sometimes 2 or 3 times, just to check she was okay, just even to pop in. And obviously it was my birthday mid-September, and the weekend, because my birthday was on Thursday, I didn't see my mum that day because it was between dialysis days. I didn't want to sort of tire her out, so I saw her on the Saturday, and it was really nice because we went out with some of the family to the pub, and it was the last time she got all her hair done, got dressed up, and she looked really well. And then I saw her the following week because my sister had come up from Devon, so I popped up to see them with the children. And then on the Saturday, this is the Saturday before she passed away, they came up to my house for dinner, and she got to see the kids obviously playing with their toys and stuff, which she loved. And you could tell she was tired, she was frail, but no, it was nice that she had a change of scenery. I just hated the thought of her being stuck either in the hospital or within the 4 walls of the house all the time. She couldn't have a little walk out, she couldn't do that kind of thing. I wanted her to have a change of scenery and come here, and I think she enjoyed it. And then on the Monday, last Monday, my sister had gone home, back to Devon, and she said, can you go and check in on Mum on the night? I just want to make sure she has dinner and that she's okay after dialysis. And so I went with my other half and the kids, and I'm so glad I did, because that was the last time all 4 of us were with her. It was like old times when me and Dan still lived with her, with Kira as a baby. Usually after dialysis, she looks really ill, she gets headaches, she just wants to go to sleep. But this time I was shocked how bright she looked, and she chatted away to the kids and she held Alex, she gave him a cuddle. It was nice to see her like that with them. And then I didn't see her until the Thursday, so 2 days before she passed away. I had a job interview in the afternoon, and I didn't have anyone to look after the kids, and she said, bring them here, I will look after them so you can go to this interview. I didn't obviously leave them on their own with her because she's too weak to look after them herself, but my brother was there. But I'm so glad that I did, because that was obviously the last time that she saw them and that I saw her. But I'm just so pissed off because it was a day when I was rushing around. I didn't have time after this interview to stop and talk to her very much. I stayed for like half an hour and then I had to go because I had to go and do something in town. I had to go and sign on because at the minute, obviously not having a job, I need to do that to make ends meet for a while until I find something, and I had to rush off to that. And then Kira had dance afterwards. She goes to ballet lessons, and so I feel like I didn't say a proper goodbye. I didn't spend time with her. And obviously with things like that you never know that it's the last time, but I don't know, it just goes around your head all the time. I just keep thinking, I hope the kids were good for her. I wonder if she chatted away to them, whether my daughter was good, because she can be a bit of a madam, and I hope she had a nice time with them before, you know. And I'm kind of angry at myself because usually on a Thursday when I come home on the night and I've taken my daughter to dance, my mum used to always say, oh, let me know how she gets on, and I'd phone her, and that night I didn't because I thought she'll probably be tired out after looking after them earlier. For Friday as well, when my brother let everyone know that she had wanted to stop dialysis and didn't want any more treatment, I should have phoned her. I just keep thinking, why didn't I phone her? I'm just so glad that she wasn't on her own. And it may sound selfish, but I just keep thinking it's not fair because my kids won't have their nan anymore, because all my brothers, all my siblings are a lot older than me. There's a big age gap. The closest to me is 13 years older than me. So my sister and one of my brother's kids, they've had my mum for years and they've been able to experience different times with her. And it's sad because all my kids have ever known is when she's been ill. It just seems unfair. Years ago, I'm not going to mention who it was, but my mum was stopped from seeing one of my nieces for quite a few years. Like, she saw her odd times, but essentially she didn't see her properly. She couldn't be a proper grandmother to her. I think to myself, I would have given anything to have had the years that they had, and they didn't realise how lucky they were. It just makes me so angry. And now my kids will never know that, will never know her properly. I mean, my daughter probably won't remember, she's only 3, and my son definitely won't. I mean, a baby doesn't remember stuff, does it? I'm kind of relieved that she's gone because she's out of pain, but oh, for God's sake, it's the worst bit is it's having my children and them missing out because she loved all the grandkids so much, and now they don't have her anymore. It's so horrible. This has just made me realise how important it is to tell the people you care about that you love them. I know it's such a shit thing to say, it's what everybody says, but it's true. And I don't know, it's made me want to be better. I always wanted to make her proud. I always felt like I needed to do more to make her proud, which I know is stupid. She was probably proud of me anyway, but I used to write my books. I've mentioned it before in a video that I write. I don't talk about them much, but I used to do it as a coping mechanism when my mum was ill, and just to cope with other stress in my life because I didn't get on well at school. I didn't like the environment, so I would write, but it was mainly to cope, I think, with my mum being ill. I didn't realise at the time, and to kind of get away from her when she was struggling, and I didn't want to sit and see that. And she always said to me, make sure you get those published. I want you to get them published, don't just leave them sitting there. I want you to do something with them. I keep thinking, if I ever do get a stroke of luck and somehow get them published, she'll never see that. She'll never know that it's happened, and it just makes me really sad that she knew that I was working so hard on them and they meant a lot to me, and she just wanted to see me make something of it and make a success of it. She just wanted to see us all happy, that's all she wanted. And sometimes in trying to make a family happy, the person that's doing it makes themselves miserable. Losing has made me feel so weird. I keep going to phone her to tell her about stuff that's happened in the day. Obviously I can't. Stopping myself as well, because sometimes she would phone me and I always told her, don't leave me a voice message, Mum, because I'll know it's you, your name pops up on my phone. But she would anyway, and I never saved one of them. It was just her saying, hi, it's me, I'll speak to you later, bye, that was it. But I just want to hear her voice, and I don't know, I never took enough pictures. I mean, it's such a random thing to think, and I never, like, she hated being filmed or having too many pictures taken, but I never took enough. I don't have any footage of her, which is a stupid thing to think, but I want it to look back on. And it's made me think I want to make videos of my family, just silly ones. Like, I want to get something to vlog, not necessarily to put on this channel, but it's made me want to vlog my family, vlog days together, like when we've had fun, when we're not so good. I don't know, I just want to capture it, because I feel like even though I take all the pictures, I take a lot of pictures, it never feels like enough. And I never, like, I make these videos, but they're not to look back on. Like, I never really go back and think, oh, I'll watch this video, because it's not what matters. Like, I love making them, and at the time they're like, they're something that helps me distract me from stuff, but I have nothing to look back on that's of my family and that means something here. I know that sounds really weird, but it's just made me want to capture it, so I'll have to bloody get a vlogging camera. I just wish I'd got more pictures of my mum. Sorry you've had to watch me blubbing and snotting everywhere. I don't know, I just wanted to kind of vent. I just wanted to speak to someone. Sometimes it's easier to speak to strangers, in this case people that aren't even in the room with you, than it is to speak to those close to you, because it's so hard. I haven't even told my daughter yet. Most people would think that's terrible, you need to let her know, she won't thank you for it. I am going to tell her, I just don't know. I can't find the words. What the fuck do you say to a 3-year-old when their nan dies? Anyway, I'm going to go now that I've depressed you. If anyone has watched this, all I would say is just don't take your loved ones for granted, even if they annoy the crap out of you and they've hurt you. Just remember the people that are there. You've got to show them that they matter, because I can't remember the last time I told my mum I loved her. She knew, but it's not the same as hearing it. You need to make sure that you tell the people that you love how you feel, even if they think you're a soppy idiot, because one day it'll mean the world to them. And I keep thinking, what was my mum thinking in her last moments? What was she watching on the telly? Because I know the telly would have been on in the living room for her. What was the last thing she heard? What did she think of? Was she sad? Was she relieved? Happy? Did it hurt? Obviously I'd never know, but it just goes around your head, doesn't it? I hope she thought of us and was happy. And I don't know, she wouldn't have wanted me to be upset. So I'm going to just stop and go and try and enjoy everything. My kids, my life, and try and be as happy as I can be and enjoy what I've got, because she didn't have a lot, but she tried to enjoy it. Oh, I feel like I've got a cold now. Oh, it's like a therapy session. Thank you for watching. Sorry if I've depressed you.